Hello, my friends out there in YouTube land. Mr. Mano here. Okay, so this video is going to be my attempt at keeping it simple. I'm going to keep it simple here, guys. So I'm not going to get into a lot of science and research and all that about belief systems and all, which I may do in the future. But what I want to talk about is compassion for people with disease, whether it be physical or mental. Now, what is compassion in this instance? Do we ask them and encourage them to go into detail about their disease and how they're feeling discomfort and pain and so on and so forth? Or is the reverse true? Is that compassion? Why I'm saying this? Well, if we look at the research done by many doctors, for example, Bruce Lipton in his great book, The Biology of Belief, and the study of epigenetics, as well as Rupert Sheldrake and many, many others, we know full well by now that belief and perception completely dictates how you are physically and how you are mentally and the outcomes of your life. Now, and my life is not perfect either, and I see many things in disarray, but I try to go back to that thinking and see how it is that I think, what it is that I'm thinking that's causing this disease in my life. Now, for me, I don't want people to feel compassion in the generic traditional way, which is feeling sorry. Really, it's not actually compassion, I think. I just want to try to figure out what it is that I'm doing wrong and try to stop it. Now, if I apply the same sort of mentality and thinking to, oh, look at this, a book on geometry. Anyways, if I try to do the same thing myself and apply this thinking to other people and their physical diseases and ailments and mental situation, I'd have to say that compassion would be to be honest with this person. Now, if they don't ask for your opinion, don't give it, which I also myself tend to forget sometimes. But basically what I'm saying is these individuals that are sick in one way or another are using the placebo effect in its reverse, which would be the nocebo effect, if you want to use the term that Dr. Bruce Lipton and Lee Poulos and a few others use. Which is the reverse of the placebo effect. Basically, it's making yourself ill for one reason or another. If you know that the placebo effect works to cure, if you're not using it for that purpose, then you are using it to make yourself ill. The other little thing I wanted to point out is a lot of these illnesses, outside of just the mental part of it, I mean, it all comes down to that, is a lot of the prescribed drugs that are being given are creating more disease and more disconnect and causing the individual to get sick. If you consider the fact that when you cut your hand, you regenerate and you heal yourself without really thinking about it, many of your other ailments also follow the same pattern if you choose. Now, about the whole drug thing, well, I hear a lot of the same individuals that are ill all the time and taking prescribed drugs say things such as, oh, smokers or people that do a lot of drugs shouldn't be going to the doctor and using our taxpayer money to cure their ailments. Well, isn't it kind of ironic that the same individual is going to a doctor and being prescribed legal drugs, taking these legal drugs, destroying their body and their frame of mind, and then using taxpayers' money to cure themselves by taking more? Isn't that exactly the same thing as a smoker or a heroin addict doing their thing? Very little difference, I guess. And well, basically I'm asking you, what is compassion in this sense? Is compassion to sit there and listen to these individuals talking about their ailments and helping them reinforce the idea that they're ill? Because that's probably not going to help, and the more they talk about it, the more they convince themselves, and it's also a form of mental violence, just sitting there listening to it. Do you tell them outright that they can fix this problem in their lives? Well, if they don't ask, don't tell them, and if they're not ready to listen, it's going to fall on deaf ears anyways. So what is the compassionate way around this? Because it seems to me, if you sit there and encourage this behavior, that's really not compassion. And if you're feeling sorry for them, well, what you're really feeling sorry for is bad programming in the subconscious mind, because that's what's creating this situation. So what do we do? I don't know. I guess I'm asking you guys, what do we do? Anyways, I'll probably make a video going into more detail about subconscious belief systems and all that at a later date. But anyways, those are my 2 cents. Have a good one.